Tab target, strategy, and action gacha games are my 3 favorite genres. I love how difficult strategy games can be, how much forethought you need to put into every single action. I love how thought-provoking and engaging turn-based combat can be, because you can see horrible things about to happen next turn and you have to think how you can stop that from happening. Action combat though, action combat is different to both. Action combat is fluid, it is fast, it is reactive, which means that you are constantly in the heat of battle. You are attempting to dodge, parry, combo your abilities, and defeat the enemy before they defeat you, which is why action gacha games are so popular. They're so challenging and they're so difficult. They have a very high skill ceiling. If you're watching this video, then you're looking for an action gacha game, and today I'm here to discuss the 12 best gacha games out there currently with an action combat system. This is in no specific order, but let's go ahead and jump right in. Wuthering Waves is an open-world action RPG with the best skill-based combat in the genre. There is absolutely no contest whatsoever, no arguing this at all. It is fast, it is fluid, there is a functional wall running system, there is a dodge system, there is a creature collection system in the form of echoes. It is often called the top action gacha game for its respective gameplay and its relatively generous free-to-play system comparatively to a lot of other gacha games out there. This is also one of the gacha games that I have covered the most on this channel. And I mean, how could I not? Have you seen the characters? Have you seen its story, played through its story? Have you seen its combat? Genshin Impact is the OG legendary open-world action RPG gacha game. It features elemental reactions, it has a large explorable world, it has polished real-time combat. These aid in keeping it at the top even years after its release. It has stunning visuals, it has a massive amount of content to consume. Arknights Endfield is more of a recent addition, having released earlier this year. It also features a real-time action combat system that's spun off from Arknights. Arknights is the tower defense gacha game, which I'm a huge fan of. It's one of my 3 favorite gacha games. Endfield has a party-based combat system, allowing for you to field 4 different units at any given time. This is an incredibly fun addition to combat. I wish more gacha games allowed for you to deploy your entire team rather than swap out to each character, meaning that you can only have one character deployed at any given time. Unlike Wuwa and Genshin Impact, which are completely open world, this game isn't. It has small little loading screens that essentially make it a segregated world. It also has a much larger emphasis on base building. Guardian Tales is honestly a personal favorite of mine. I know it's not going to appeal to everyone. It is a charming 2D action adventure game that has arguably one of the most fun, humorous storylines, a very engaging, very fun combat, and a beautiful, nostalgic pixel art graphical style. It reminds me a lot of the old Zelda games. It even takes inspiration from the old Zelda games. It has callbacks to old Zelda games, not just Zelda, but a lot of different IPs as well. If you're looking for something that doesn't necessarily take itself too seriously, then this right here is a great addition. It's also something that's completely different to the norm. Aether Gazer is a sci-fi action gacha with deep, satisfying combat mechanics. It also lets you field 3 different characters in total, much like Arknights Endfield. This is a chapter and mission-based gacha game, which means that you select a chapter, select a mission, and then deploy yourself and your characters into a mission. You fight a couple monsters, then the map is over. This is honestly a pretty strong contender in terms of both pure action combat and free-to-play friendliness, especially free-to-play friendliness. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. Yo, I have a brand new gacha review channel that you should totally subscribe to. I'm going to be covering every single gacha game in existence. You're missing out by not subscribing. Punishing Grey Raven has arguably the fastest paced, most fluid hack and slash action combat in gacha. It has a very high skill ceiling as well, has very responsive controls. It is a spectacle when it comes to actual fights and character abilities. A lot of people generally consider PGR to be the purest action combat king. And at the end of the day, even if they consider another game like Wuthering Waves to be better, then you'll see this often coming in at number 2. Zenless Zone Zero is a stylish urban action brawler with arcade-like team chaining, perfect animations, and I mean perfect, and very high energy combat. It's one of the most satisfying feel-good action systems that is a complete contrast to a game like Wuthering Waves. It's also kind of somewhere between an open-world gacha game and an instance gacha game. It's not segregated like Arknights Endfield, it's much smaller in scale. The Seven Deadly Sins Origin, much like Enfield, is another new open-world action RPG based on the popular anime and manga series. It has real-time action combat, exploration, flight mechanics, swimming mechanics, along with one of the best synchronized story systems in Gacha. You can log in with another person, multiple other people, and if you are at the same point in the story, you can continue the entire game together. Which means if you start with your girlfriend, your wife, your best friend, whatever, you can play through the entire game, be in each other's complete story, have fully synced worlds, synced rewards, chest loots, everything that you will encounter is fully synchronized, which is incredible, and I wish more gacha games would do this. Honkai Impact 3rd is an older school action game with gorgeous Valkyrie combat, a really deep, complex story and fluid battles. Still one of the best looking and most polished after nearly a decade, although it is quite overwhelming for new players, trust me. Solo Leveling Arise is a fast-paced manhwa adapted action game with stunning graphics, beautiful real-time combat, and voice-acted story panels. Very faithful and very flashy. Only drawback is that it's from Netmarble. Also from Netmarble, Mongil Stardive. Mongil is a beautiful, hilarious, very fluid, fresh monster taming action RPG with a lot going for it, but not a lot to actually do in it yet, at present. This is easily one of the better releases in recent memory, but they're gonna need to up their game if they want to remain relevant down the line. And then finally, we have Snowbreak, which is a third-person action shooter, or at the very least, it was a third-person action shooter. Now it's essentially a dating sim that allows for you to shoot some things. This is an absolute gooner game, or was an absolute gooner game. It's been offline for like a month or two now, and no one knows when it's actually going to come back online. Other honorable mentions here, because they don't necessarily fit into the gacha genre necessarily in the way that the rest of these games do, but Where Winds Meet, beautiful wuxia action game with gacha outfits. Honor of King's World, beautiful Shansha themed action game that I've missed the Stix as well as played a lot of in China recently, with also gacha outfits. Do It Night Abyss, another good action gacha that's been hacked a little too frequently for me to ever play again, but also has gacha outfits. Ultimately, there are a lot of good gacha games out there that fit a lot of different play styles, that suit a lot of different people, that offer different things. Hopefully, one of these games will help satiate that thirst you have, that need for something fun that utilizes an action combat system, because trust me, I might have missed like one or two. I don't recall any other ones being as good as these, but trust me, you shouldn't realistically find one that is as good as any of these. But if there is, and I happen to have missed it, please let me know down in the comment section below. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.